Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yasharallah. Call Haloyim Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth, so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith and the works. Y'all keep at it. This your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 13 and verse 3. It says, "The rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee." All right. The topic of today's video is basically never trust thine enemy. Anytime they coming out with something, understand this ulterior motive to it. Right? This dude on your screen, the owner of Facebook, has created it ain't Facebook no more, it's Meta. And he keeps speaking about the metaverse, the metaverse, the metaverse. And what the metaverse basically is artificial intelligence on a virtual scale, meaning virtual reality. So you'll be able to inject yourself into virtual reality, and instead of seeing posts, you'll see the person or whatever avatar they may have. And that person, that'll be what you interact with. You won't have to scroll up and scroll down and like this or like that. You'll be in some virtual world with your virtual friends, basically virtually face to face, right? But we all understand this devil loves magic, and magic is basically it's a illusion where they have you looking one way, but the trick is on the other side. They have you looking at the left side, but the trick is on the right. Or they have you looking at the right side, but the trick is on the left. Right? They always have double motives, man. So I'm gonna let this video play and I'll be back.
In October 2021, CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced he was changing Facebook's name to Meta and expanding its borders into the metaverse.
What is the metaverse?
Metaverse. In the metaverse.
The metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet.
The company promises a new reality, full of avatars and futuristic worlds.
Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse. I want to share what we imagine is possible.
It comes as other billionaires are venturing into new realms. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have poured billions into space projects.
Now, notice that they said the billionaires are venturing into new realms. Why is that? This devil fully understands the times that we're in. He understands that his time is up, right? And they're gonna go on to speak on, them viewing it in a certain way, but they're gonna base it off of basically the First Amendment, where you have the right of speech, and how via Facebook, like they were responsible for what happened in I believe it was January the 6th or whatever in the Capitol, when the Edomites stormed the Capitol. Right? They're trying to say that if the internet was censored, it wouldn't have happened, or it wouldn't have happened on that grander scale. Right? But notice, the men of the Lord been saying it's gonna be a famine of the word, but it was just how it would come about. We are seeing it. We've been seeing it, right? This Constitution that people hold so near and dear, they can't even see that the Edomites are tearing that thing down, and they flipping it in a way to make you support it because of the words that they use, right? But the reason why these different billionaires are dipping into outer space, trying to go into a virtual reality, because virtual reality is basically where a conscious can reside, where your consciousness can live. And your consciousness is basically you, right? These devils is trying to escape, but ain't nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
I want to thank every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer because you guys paid for all this.
But as these businessmen expand their territories, there are growing concerns about how their technologies are impacting the world.
Stop the steal! Stop the steal!
On January 6th, the group of Trump supporters violently stormed the US Capitol building.
I was at risk of being stripped of and killed with my own firearm, as I heard chants of kill him with his own gun.
Documents leaked by whistleblower Francis Haugen shone a new light on how Facebook did little to stop the attack.
How Facebook did little to stop the attack. Instead of the so-called government changing their ways to appease the people, nah, it ain't their fault. It's Facebook fault. Facebook is the reason why so-called blacks feel oppressed and discriminated. Facebook is the reason why poor whites feel as though they need to crash the Capitol because they being done wrong in their quote-unquote own country. Yeah, that's Facebook fault.
Like they basically said, oh good, we made it through the election. There wasn't riots. We can get rid of civic integrity now. Fast forward a couple months, we got the insurrection.
And revealed how the company knew it was spreading hate and misinformation on a global scale.
See? Spreading hate and misinformation on a global scale. What's misinformation? Misinformation is anything outside of what this government tells you to think or to say. They deem misinformation, right? Us saying that we are the real Israelites, they claim that's false information. Based off of what? Who deems what's false and what's true? Is it history or is it this new government that's quote unquote politically correct with everything? And I say quote unquote because what they say is correct is really wrong as hell. They say if a man want to call himself a woman, then we got to do so. That's politically correct. Hell no, it ain't correct. That's wrong. We the real Israelites, so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, and all our brethren around the world, all the so-called Negro descendants of the slave trade, we are the real Israelites. Them 48ers are not. All right, but I digress.
From stoking ethnic violence in Ethiopia to fueling a genocide in Myanmar.
The more we're invisible, the more harm is done. And we've seen this in Myanmar, and we've seen it in India, and we're living it in Ethiopia now.
See, what you are witnessing is propaganda. This is all this whole video is about. This content that I'm using is strictly for propaganda. They trying to blame social media for the problems of the world, and it ain't social media's fault. It's the world's fault. If the world didn't have anything to expose, social media couldn't do it. It ain't social media. The world need to get itself straight. But the only way this world gonna get itself straight is when Yahweh Shemi Hawashai come and set fire to that ass. That's the only way. We done tried every other way. Every other way has been exhausted. Time up for that. Now we got to get biblical, man. Now the Most High said we got to get biblical. These prophecies got to jump off this page now. And time up. Miss us with the sweet, smooth words. We done had enough. Now it's time for the truth to shine. You can't hide that, man. It's already out there. Those who believe, they believe. It is what it is. You can't take that away. Right? The niggas that's going to be ignorant, guess what? At the end of the day, they just going to be ignorant. But you still ain't going to stop the seed of the Most High's people that know. You're not going to stop the seed of the damn devil's people that know. The truth has been unleashed on this earth. Ain't nothing nobody can do to stop that. Right? Now you see the route that this video was taking. First they was talking about the damn metaverse. Now they talking about riots and all these other things that's going on around the world. Let's not bypass the metaverse where they talking about Social media is about to change. They telling you a new technical revolution is happening. You're in the midst of it. And out of all the technical revolutions that have happened in the past, they are always attached to a world war. Period. And you pay attention to what's going on with the global news as it pertains to Russia, China, India, Iran, Israel, America, and France, and Australia, and Switzerland, and all this news that's going on around the world. It all boils down to this place is done. All right? But first, what they have to do is get your mind ready for it. They got to get your mind on the same team as them with this propaganda they keep spewing out. Because they don't want you thinking opposite of this world. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked want you to think wickedly. Facts. Let's see how the wicked think. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5. And let me see. And verse 20 says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. That's this world. Everything right, they say wrong. Everything wrong, they say is right. And the world can't stand much more, man. This earth can't stand much more. Right? Let me see. So, at the end of the day, don't let this devil lure you to sleep with this metaverse nonsense, because it's coming. All this stuff coming. The RFID microchip is coming. Right? The MOTB is on the way. Famine of the word is coming. Actual famine coming. Right? Nation against nation. Actual civil war coming. World War III coming. All of these things are coming at the exact same time. Right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 5. It says, if thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. This devil has no remorse for what he's unleashed on this earth. The Most High call him the wicked. It says, if he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? And that's how the devil talk. What y'all want? What y'all want me to do? Right? They go to everybody. All right, LGBTQRSTUV community. What y'all want from me? They go to everybody except for the core people that really want change in this place. Right? They go to the black community. What y'all want? The first thing we gonna say is money. Cut us a check. We don't care nothing about who we are, where we come from. We don't care nothing about none of that. Cut us a check. Right? Give us jobs. Right? Give us higher positions in slavery, basically. Right? Verse 7 says, and he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice, and at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee, just like these politicians do. Right? They come around our people smiling and cheesing what y'all want me to do, and I mean, what can I do for you, and this for the benefit of the world, and we exploring space because, bro, them people that's exploring space do not have Israelites in mind. Notice who hopping on them ships and flying. If it is an Israelite, that nigga's a coon. And this is only if, because just because a person is so-called black don't mean that they Israel. Right? But it says, beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy jollity. All right. Now that word jollity, matter of fact, look this thing up right quick. Jollity. Says the quality of being, or the quality of being cheerful. All right. The quality of being, or the quality of being cheerfully. It says, beware that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy quality of being. Meaning this devil will take all the joy from you if you let him. The only way he will be able to do so is if you hoping in him. Right? And like I always say, if you hoping in this beast and in this beast system, you already worshiping the beast. You are worshiping his image. You getting ready to worship his real image. And you're going to take them all because you're already in line for it. Right? But those of us that are truly trying to operate in the spirit of holiness and the spirit of truth, like our forefathers did, spoken of in the scriptures, man, we're not hoping in this devil to rise up and get back on his feet. We trying to shoot the cag under that devil and drop an elbow on his neck to make sure that he stay down. Right? In the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Because enough is enough. This devil done ruled too long. This man had an extensive, destructive history. And enough is enough. All right? So I'm going to end it up, man. Most High willing, you were edified by these precepts in this video. Call Halayim Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakah Kodash Shalom Yashalom.